Hey, you guys, it's your girl D Love from the South Side, Inglewood for life, Chicago. That is, that's me, and I am back because I first of all have to apologize. Last night, I said it was Tiffany's Henyard's internet was acting kind of wonky, and I realized it was my internet. Oh my gosh, yes, and I just want to go back, and I know that you've all seen the videos and heard the her Miss Tiffany and her talking about her platform and she went on her Facebook Live. But I wanted to address some of the things that she says in her video. First of all, she says she's number one on the ballot. That's a big thing, but um, I don't know if being number one at this point on the ballot is going to be beneficial. I'll only be saying that because she, um, and this is for Dalton. Now, she didn't mention she was number one for Thornton Township, but for Dalton, she says she's number one on the ballot. And first of all, let me say this. She still has supporters. And if you go through her comments, you'll see the supporters on her comment. So people are supporting her. I do follow Dalton Politics on Facebook group. And one of the questions that they asked is if she had enough signatures on to be placed on the ballot. Now she says she's number one on the ballot. So I think she must have it in order to do that. Because when you fill the signatures on the ballot, I believe the people that you go and get their name, they have to be in that community, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm incorrect, please let me know. But there's been some times that I signed somebody's name to get on the ballot, and I didn't live in that community. So I don't know. And second of all, I don't know if people know this or not, that she knows some big hitters. I just happened to one day watching a video and I went through the comments. Comments are very important. That's where you get all your information at. And in those comments, I saw where there's one guy, I know he's huge in the Chicagoland area, a community activist. And he said, he told her whatever she needs, just let him know. And I'm telling you, he got lots of people. And because I used to follow him on Facebook when he, out there taking it on train, riding back and forth with people. It's a group of men. That's what it's an organization of men. And they come out and they patrol Chicago. I haven't heard them doing that lately. So, and I just saw on her Facebook page that how she has this is the Friends of Tiffany Henyard. So that lets you know that she has so she got a lot of political friends. But the thing that may hit her or ding her is you have political friends that may not turn into voters. And that's most important. It's not the political, it's the voters. And if she could kind of switch her attitude on how she sees things and how she talks to the people and the community, she could probably have a shift. But because Clean House 2025, that's a big thing right now. So she has a lot to contend with. And they have a lot of supporters. And what I realized, and I've known, and I've talked to people also, is there's people who are for Tiffany, but they just don't politicalize it or publicize it. That's what the word I want to use. They don't publicize it. So she has the opportunity to win Dalton. Because the problem with Dalton is if too many people run, that would divide the ticket. And those voters is going to reduce the numbers because in 2017, and I have the video about it, when Tiffany Henry was on the board of trustees, and their and rest in peace Mayor Riley had took he was trying to get them, the trustees, the three trustees, Stan Brown, Robert, and Tiffany, recalled off the ballot. However, he needed 862 or 863 names on that petition, but he didn't get it. So, with that being said, even though you have name recognition, people, that's not going to really always turn into to get help or get the people you need to move to make these power changes. So in another part in that video, and it just burns me that she always says this, the Black and brown community. Let me tell you, in the Black and brown community, and in one of my videos, I talk about all the names of the 17 communities. Now, the Black and brown community is a fair statement, but however, there's more than Black and brown community in these 17 communities. I just left Homewood, Illinois, and they have a mixture of races or cultures. And you would have thought you were like up north somewhere. They have their own downtown area. They keep it up very nicely. So everyone in the 17 communities are not Black and brown. They're Caucasians. And there are actually a lot of them too. So when you just think about when she there was that last election when she wanted to get a cafe or something, and it went on a ballot, and they wanted to open up another food pantry, and it was coffee or something. Else two things they wanted to do in Thornton Township. Those 17 communities voted it down. So that's really kind of like, if she needs to really rethink the strategy, because look at the past things that you put into requests from the voters in Thornton Township, and you will see how the voters feel about you and what they agree with and what they don't agree with. Now, I personally, I don't think she has enough people to pull off that Thornton Township election. But again, it's going to, it depends. I don't see that period, because they voted down those two things that she wanted on the ballot. They voted against that, the 17 communities. Also, she was never voted for Thornton Township supervisor, not from the residents. She slid into that seat because of Gonzalez, who convinced that board to vote for Tiffany Henyard to be supervisor after the rest in peace, the supervisor who passed away. After the supervisor who passed away. And so, and I'm going to say, because I be doing some talking when I be going to that Thornton Township meeting, Gonzalez is actually up for re-election also in February. Now, I heard he's running also, but I heard that some people are not going to vote for him. I think for him putting Tiffany Henyard in that position, I think it's going to count against him. I mean, he's trying now to make good of that situation, but in the grand scheme of things, what really should have happened was, once Frank Zuccarelli's position, rest in peace, became open, really, they really should have gone to the citizens of the 17 communities to vote. But in the video, that I heard that Gonzalez said that, it came down to the last wire. They had so many seconds or minutes before it would have had to be voted for through the township constituents, meaning the voters. So he didn't let it go to the township people to vote. He took it upon himself and that uh, that board got and voted Tiffany in. So really, this will be her first election on the Thornton Township side. And only saying that I don't think or see that she may or may not, because of the ordinance that she has put on the ballot, and it failed twice. Go figure. And I want to say today, today is Wednesday, so I believe every Wednesday they have food giveaway at Thornton Township Food Pantry. And I'm going to put a YouTube video short up to show you. I drove past it. That was about, I went by it around, I want to say 12:30. There was a 2 block, maybe more, 2 blocks more lines of droves of cars going to pick up their food, a free food that Thornton Township gives away. Supposed they could get turkey or ham. That's what she said in her video. And I'm telling you, there was a line. How you doing, Michael from Ohio? Thanks for chiming in. But that line was long. And I was like, because I actually went down the street to be nosy, but I forgot at the end of the street, they were doing construction. So I just went all the way to the end and made a U-turn just to see the lines of people. So the food pantry is needed in the community, but I'm sorry, reading. The food pantry is needed in the community, definitely. And the 17 communities definitely benefits from it. And to be honest, that food depository has been there for years, even before Tiffany Henyer. So it's really nothing new that she's doing. She just really continue on the process that was given to her from the previous supervisor. So I wish she just stopped saying that she's giving away. No, actually, the Thornton Township is giving it to her because the property taxes, because a lot of that stuff, the food may come from the Illinois, Chicago depository, but the facility is most likely paid by the taxpayers' property taxes that comes out your property tax twice a year, and there's an amount that goes towards Thornton Township. So it does provide services, and it's no services that just came out the blue that she's doing. It's just she just doing what she was elected to do by the board, not by the people. Another thing that I've noticed about her video, and I realized Nate, I forgot his last name. Gosh, he's also running. A young guy. He's in his 30s. He's also running for that supervisor position also. Now, he's young too, so we'll see what happens. And then we have the word on the block is the mayor of Harvey. The mayor Harvey is also running for her position. So it's important that we get the information out now on who are these people who will be running for these positions, so that we don't continue to be in the news for some foolery. And I was talking to Critical Smoker at the meeting last night, and he said that he went to one meeting in the Southland. He said it ran so smoothly. And that's the most interesting part about this whole thing. That this Tiffany Henyard rant that she got going on right now is the board could run smoothly. Smoothly. It just need to have people in place to work together to do it. And again, there's more than black and brown people in these communities that she speak of. Now, I was telling Nate last night is one thing I've noticed in the Southlands is in Chicago, the South suburb is called the Southland, if ever you hear that term, that they have done, if the Southland or the Thornton Township, Blue Island, Harvey, all those, they have a huge Spanish speaking community. And what I've noticed is like these town halls and Thornton Township meetings, they don't provide the necessary things so that more Spanish people can come out. And if they provide, Spanish speakers so people can understand what is being said in these meetings, there will be more people at these meetings, and it won't look like what you see on the internet or TV. It's just people they're not putting out the necessary tool. And again, mark my words, in the next 5 to 10 years, you will see a shift in that, because somebody's going to file a lawsuit, because it's really illegal to not able to understand what's going on in your town hall meetings. And like in the city of Chicago, they even have sign languagers. They don't do that out here. So, what else about Tiffany? I would play her video, but she can talk, and she could talk, and a girl can talk. And one thing she said was, I don't know if anybody noticed, in the meeting yesterday before she closed out of it, she was also trying to make jabs at those who come to the meetings and do not live in the area. And she's saying that those people are making making like Thornton and Dalton look worse. The unfortunate part about it is that she doesn't connect it to that she's the problem is that she is in those two positions that they're going to say it's her. I think more so that she has to change her attitude and how she look at things and how she look at the community. I know she says, my aunt used to say that, and it used to drive me nuts. I love you and nothing you can do about it. Okay, thank you. But I didn't ask for it. But I just think that she should do better. Just for the, like, not be so much a talker and be a doer. And that's one of the problems. I believe she's doing too much talking and not being transparent. Because there's because that surplus of that money that she says that they have at the Thornton Township, you only really get property tax on the property tax. Homeowners only going to get about $30. I heard 28, but $30 back. So I'm not sure what's the big push on it. After seeing that line at the food depository, I'm sure that the residents or the property tax owner wouldn't mind that extra cash going to add more days of giving out food. Because I don't know if you've been to the store lately, but I saw a turkey. That turkey was almost $40. I said, I'm not eating Thanksgiving turkey today. I don't know if I still buy a turkey, but I don't need all that turkey. And so that's what she really should just put the money back into the community that she services. Because I don't know if people realize is that when she's supervisor of 17 communities, she doesn't have any no legislative She can't do anything in these communities. Just provide a service. So, and I have another video on it if you like, that's posted, and it talks about the 17 communities and how does Thornton Township serves those communities and what they do. And again, it's not a lot. And some of them I've heard they don't even want her in their community. Like she can't. Was I don't want to over talk, but I remember there was one that she wanted to have some kind of festival in the community, and they said no, they didn't want the festival. And so a lot of when she does stuff, it happens in Dalton because she is the super mayor of Dalton. And I never really heard of maybe in Riverdale, but I haven't heard anything in Riverdale that she's having in Riverdale either. And now one thing she said, yes, yeah, she screams that number out faithfully, faithfully, and to see it in person, you would have thought like, nah, seeing it on the internet is different from seeing it in person. No, it's the same. And I'll never forget. I'm sorry. Hey, Shadow Seeker. I ain't never forget. I went to that meeting in May, and they were passing out the budget. Now they gave us 5 different packages. You could not follow the budget that they had put out. So when my brother-in-law came down to visit, I showed him the paperwork. He's an engineer. I said, well, maybe I'm not catching on. So I gave it to him to look at it. He said, this is all confusing. He said, some of this don't even add up. But when she threw that paper out, hey, Shadow Seeker from Albany, New York. But when she throw them packages out, you'd be like, you need an accountant to help you understand what is all these numbers. And in that package, she had triple her what is it called? Her media. For media, it tripled. So really, a lot of the money that's taken and given to the Thornton Township is really going frivolously being spent. That's the unfortunate part. Like Thornton Township is only to help and service the community with, like she talked about, shelter. You need help with your taxes, tax information, for property taxes. They have a senior bus service, a senior citizen where they go play bingo, and it had not always been at the Thornton Township building. I know it was also at the one in Riverdale. And like she said, they help bury people. And again, those services has always been there. So I think more so, she just want to keep that $100,000, over $100,000. I think it's $200,000, $150,000 paycheck. Because I saw when I was pulling into the meeting yesterday, her boyfriend, he was getting out his red Tesla. I said, dang, they making money. They making money. So, and he didn't have no bodyguard. Oh, and I saw again, Dalton Politics. That's what you get on Facebook. You can read a lot of information on what's going on what's going on in Dalton. That they took all her banners. Her banners are now been removed off the poles in Dalton, and now they got the Christmas things up. Guess she had to think fast, right? I don't know if the people ever got paid that money. Yeah, I hope they get paid, and I hope they kind of like I hope people didn't lose their jobs. Yeah, I agree, Shadow Seeker. Yeah, I hope these people didn't lose their jobs because that's important. If I'm a vendor. I give a service, and if you don't pay me, there's chances that I will have to lay people off. And especially with this community the way it is, I mean, with the economic situation that we kind of don't know what's going to happen next. You know, the food prices are going up, and let's not talk about eggs. So, well, again, hey, and I'm trying to see. I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna do some more research because when is who actually in Dalton is going up for re-election? I know the Clean House 2025. They have their big kickoff. They had that last weekend, and I wanted Stan Brown. Is he up for re-election also? I don't know if people know that he actually ran for mayor of Dalton once. He didn't win. And Andrew Holmes, I didn't realize Andrew Holmes had been in Dalton for years. And he probably would have retired as Thornton trustee had this Tiffany's Henyard situation not popped up. Now some say, now you ain't heard it from me, that he don't even live in Dalton. He live in Chicago. Because if you notice, every time there's something happening, he racing down to a crime that's in Chicago. Rarely you hear him in the Southland, in the South Side. And yeah, it was just those two. That's just weird. And I had a talk with Stan Brown, and he had me thinking that he didn't even he knew Tiffany, but he didn't hang out with her like that. But when you do further research, you can see that they've had a relationship for a very long time. It's more than what he says. He told me. And I just like, okay. Because what you do in the dark comes in the light. So, but yes, but I don't want to play Tiffany Henyard. I was going to play her video from last night that she did on her Facebook page. But that was too much of a rant and a blame game. And yeah, a lot. Um, yeah, Shadow Seeker. Yeah, Chicago needs a lot of help. We ain't finna get to talking about Brandon Johnson, but if you see if you pay attention, you can see how everything is trickling down. The way Chicago's acting, how some of these mayors in these south suburbs are acting. It makes you wonder what is really going on. And it makes you wonder how these people are really getting into these offices. You know what I'm saying? Sorry. Because in some communities, how do they run so efficiently? Is it because of the socioeconomics of a certain community? Or is it a lack of communication for some groups of people that they seem, and to me, it seems like they're suppressing those people because if that community is growing, that means you will be out of a job. Think about it. Yeah, there's a lot of fishy stuff going on. And Tiffany Henyard, I don't wish her bad. I mean, she at one point got into politics to do the right thing. And the unfortunate part is she has, like somebody said, she got drunk in politics as being a head dictator. And she, everybody got to have a high, and that's her high, being ahead. Now, I don't know if she keep talking about that entrepreneurship. I had never heard of her restaurant until she talked about it. And again, I wasn't at South Suburban College, so I definitely didn't know anything about it. And never heard any reviews about her restaurant that she went to the Shark Tank about. Well, I just wanted to stop by, give you my insight and my thoughts about the Tiffany Henyard rant again, that she can talk 15 minutes, like I feel like I'm doing that, and not drinking no water. But last night she was drinking a lot of water, so I think it's starting to get to it, right? Well, this your girl D Love from the South Side Inglewood for life, and please stay abreast of what's going on in your community. And I am so happy that you, Miss, I'm sorry, I don't know, Shadow Seeker. I'm sorry, got my glasses on, still can't see. I am so happy that you do follow me and you continue to support, and I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And I just want to say this real quickly. My channel is really based on trying to make people more aware of what's going on in the community, not just Dalton, but all communities, and how it's important that we get involved now and not wait for the election to make our voice heard. Yes, we should be involved in the political, presidential, but we need to be more concerned about what's going on in our neighborhood, because the wrong persons people are getting in. Well, I appreciate each and every one of you taking the time out today to hear my rant about the Thornton Township meeting that I was able to attend on yesterday. And I hope to see you soon. Peace.
It's T Love on the south side, yeah, that's right. Reppin' in the wood, got my hustle tight. From Chi-Town streets where the real